Hello, my dear children. Today, let us learn a 7th standard English lesson, Uttankas Gurudakshina, written by Mrinalini Sarabhai. Now, let us know the explanation of the lesson Uttankas Gurudakshina. Once upon a time, there lived a wise man in the forest hermitages of India, and his house was made up of mud and straw. And such a hermitage was called as Utanka. He was a young boy. Here, hermitages means a place where a religious person lives. And after many years, Utanka grew and he was able to learn all the teachings taught by his master and became a wise man of India. One day, Uttanka went to his master and asked the master that he has taught him for many years and yet he never repaid him anything. And he asked the master to tell him that whatever he require, he wanted to give a gift to his master and that will please his heart. When he asked his teacher or master said, "Child, there is nothing that I desire, I wish. Go and ask my wife and fulfill your wishes." Uttanka's master said, "Go and ask with my wife." And he went to Guru's wife and bowing low his head in front of her, he asked her anything she desired or wish. She replied, "Yes, I need a long cherished desire to wear the earrings owned by the queen. Go and get those earrings for me, and I need to and I want to wear those earrings on the feast day that will be held after 4 days. I want to wear them. Get the earrings for me, and I will come to know about your true devotion." Hearing this, Uttanka was filled with fear. Dismay means here fear. And still, in spite of that, he went through the forest and reached the city, and he was knowing where the king was living. Here, the meaning of nevertheless means in spite of. As the Guru's wife said, "Go and get the earrings for me to wear on the feast day," Uttanka went inside the forest. He has not gone so far, but he saw a huge bull coming towards him. As the bull was coming towards him, he drew back in fear. Uttanka saw seated upon the bull a man. Man was so large and he again went back in fear. But the man called out, "Uttanka, come here, drink this." And he held a cup full of some kind of liquid. And Uttanka turned his head away. He doesn't want to drink that liquid. But the man said to Uttanka, "Drink this, Uttanka. It will help you on your way." Uttanka was worried to drink the liquid given by the man. At last, uh, again the man requested Uttanka, "It will be helpful to go on your journey." At last he went forward and was able to reach the palace of the king. He boldly went inside the palace and he did not stop till he was able to see the king. And king was sitting upon the royal throne. He said to the king, "Sir," and bowed his head lower to the king. And he said, "I have come from the hermitage in the forest many miles from here, and my mistress desires or wish to wear the earrings of the queen on the feast day." If I do not take them to her, I will lose favor or devotion in my teacher's eyes. The king smiled kindly upon the boy. You must ask the queen about the earrings. Go to her chamber and ask her. Utanka went in search of the queen to her chamber, but he could not find her, and he again went back to the king and asked him, Sir, I cannot find her. The king looked at Utanka as he stood there with the dust of travel upon his clothes, and his hands and feet was dirty and full of stain. Is that how you would go to the queen? The king asked him. Utanka felt shy, ashamed, and he went to wash and clean his feet and hands. Again he went in search of the queen. This time he was able to find where the queen was. Queen was knowing why Uttanka had come to the palace, so she held out a hand, and Uttanka saw the earrings sparkling in her palm. Sparkling means brightening, shining. And she said, Uttanka, you are a good child. I'll give the earrings to you willingly, wholeheartedly, but beware of these earrings. These earrings have long been coveted by the Serpent King. Do not lose them. Here, coveted means desire of earrings in the mind, eagerly wanted to possess the earrings. Utanka thanked her for giving the earrings and started his journey back. Everywhere dusk was falling. He was tired. He sat under a tree, leaning against the trunk of a tree. He rested there and placed the earrings on the ground next to him. Suddenly he saw her hand caught or snatched the earrings and suddenly disappeared. He sprang to his feet. He ran to his feet and turned round in time to see a man who was dressed in rags. And he was running through the forest. Uttanka ran after him as fast as he could reach him. But suddenly the man changed into a snake which wriggled or entered to a hole in the ground. Uttanka was greatly disappointed and he tried his level best to reach the man. But the man disappeared to a small hole and he sat down to lament in grief or sorrow, we can say, for his fate. And suddenly an old man appeared in front of him. And the old man said, Do not worry, Uttanka, my son. I have come to help you. And even he was speaking, the old man was speaking, there was thunder and lightning, and a great thunderbolt fell near them. And that time the whole earth started to shake by the force of the thunderbolt. Suddenly, for their surprise, they could see a big hole in the ground where they were standing. Uttanka entered the hole and found himself in the kingdom of the Serpent King. He walked slowly inside the kingdom of the Serpent King, and there he saw two women weaving a piece of cloth, and he asked them to show the way to the palace of the Serpent King, but they did not pay any attention, did not heed him, means pay any attention towards the boy. They went on doing their weaving work, and they were weaving a cloth which was made of black and white threads. It has been compared to the day and night. Now Uttanka reached towards the boys, the six boys who were turning a wheel which was with 12 spokes. and he asked them, "What are you doing?" The boys did not answer him. They went on with their work. Then he saw a man with a beautiful horse, and these 6 boys with a wheel of 12 spokes compared to the time, or we can say clock. Then he saw a beautiful horse. He bowed before the man and said, "O Lord, I bow to you. Grant me a favor. Grant me my request." The man turned and said, "What can I do for you, Utanka?" Utanka replied, "Let the Serpent King be brought under my power." That means, let the Serpent King come to me and give me the earrings. Utanka, blow into this horse, the man said. Utanka went up to the horse and blew and blew, and from every hair of the horse body darted means came out a flame, fire that shot through every space in the kingdom of the Serpent King. That flame went inside, forced inside the space in the kingdom of the Serpent King. It burned the houses till all the serpent came out of the house, begging Uttanka to save their lives. Uttanka said to the serpents, "Let the Serpent King return my earrings, then I am ready to solve your problem." All the serpents went back and clamored for the king. Here, clamored means express a demand continuously or shout for a demand loudly, boldly, requested the king to return the earrings. And the Serpent King did the same thing what the serpents requested him. The Serpent King gave back the earrings to Uttanka. Uttanka got the earrings from the Serpent King, and the man gave Uttanka the horse. And within no time, Uttanka was back to the hermitage to just give the earrings to Guru's wife to wear for the feast. And she blessed him for his great courage. When Uttanka was relating his adventurous work to his master smiled and said, "Uttanka, you have drank the dirty liquid, my boy, that was called as ambrosia. It will give you eternal youth." And which the 2 maidens were weaving the cloth, black and white threads are night and day. And the man was the god of rain, and the horse was the god of fire. "You have been well looked after, my child Uttanka. You deserve my blessings. Now you can go to the world, and the great fortune awaits you in the world, a wise man of India." Uttanka, having fulfilled his duties, did all his work, and next he went to the world to seek his living or daily need. He was not compared to other men, for he knew that God has protected him, and he has nothing to fear when God is there to help him. I hope you understood the explanation of the lesson Uttanka's Gurudakshina. Now let us revise the question answer. Who did Uttanka feel indebted to? Why? Answer. Uttanka felt indebted to his master. The master has taught him all these years, and yet he has never repaid him. He has not given any Gurudakshina so far. Question 2. Uttanka was indebted to Guru's wife too. It's not true. Third one. Master told Uttanka what he owed to him. Not true. Uttanka made obeisance to his Guru's wife before speaking to her. True means obeisance means obeying, respecting her. Question 5. The Guru's wife answered the boy's questions in the affirmative means positively. True. Question 6. What was Guru's wife's long cherished wish? The Guru's wife's long cherished wish was to wear the earrings owned by the queen. And the seventh question. This will be a test of your devotion to me, said Guru's wife. True. Question 8. Uttanka felt frightened and hopeless to hear her words. Answer. True. Describe Uttanka's meeting with a strange man. Answer. While Uttanka was going to the king's palace, he saw a strange man seated upon a bull. The man called out, Uttanka, drink this. And he held out a cup full of some kind of liquid. Uttanka turned his head away, but the man said, drink, it will help you on your way. Question number 10. Read paragraphs 9 and 14. Think about the character of the king and the queen. Tell your partner your opinion about them. King was very kind and helpful. Queen was a lady of helping nature, warned him to keep the earrings safe and not to lose them. Question 11. Uttanka did something wrong in following the queen's instruction. What was that? What made him to do a thing like that? The queen, while giving the earrings, warned Uttanka not to lose it. She also told him that these earrings have long been coveted by the Serpent King. As he had travelled a long distance, he felt tired. He leaned against a tree trunk to rest. While doing so, he kept the earrings on the ground beside him. Question 12. Who stole the earrings? How? A man dressed in rags stole the earrings. When Uttanka was leaning against the trunk of a tree, he placed the earrings on the ground beside him. Suddenly he saw a hand snatch the earrings and disappear in the forest. Question 13. After that, Uttanka met some people. Who were they? How did they help him? Answer. Uttanka met an old man. He said that he has come to help him. He saw two women weaving a piece of cloth. He saw 6 boys turning a wheel having 12 spokes. He saw a man with a beautiful horse. When he saw the man with the beautiful horse, he bowed respectfully to the man and said, Grant me a favor. Let the Serpent King be brought under my power. The man replied and told him to blow into his horse. Uttanka went up to the horse and blew and blew. A flame darted from every ear of the horse. It burned the houses till all the servants rushed out begging Uttanka to save their lives. He told that he will stop only if the Serpent King returned the earrings. Finally, the earrings were returned to Uttanka. Question 14. What did the servant citizens do? Why? The servant citizens clamored for the king to return the earrings because their houses were burnt by the fire. Question number 14. The silent ones he met were the strangest ones. Do you agree? Comment. The silent ones he met were the strangest ones. Yes, the silent ones he met at first were 2 women weaving a piece of cloth. When he asked them the way, they did not care for him and went on with their waving. The other strange thing he saw were 6 boys turning the wheel round and round without speaking. Then fill in the blanks with the past participle. Write the present participle in one blank. Give me that torn shirt. I will get it stitched. We were trying to see our flag floating on the peak. They were sent back by the police. The train had already arrived when we reached the station. They were defeated, but they were not discouraged. Don't leave any of these questions unanswered. Prefixes: make 3 words using each prefix given and write them down. Disapprove, disagree, dishonest. Improve, impress, impact. Improve, Ram has to improve his writing. Inaccurate, inefficient, incorrect. Most of the answers Sheila wrote in today's test are incorrect. Untidy, unstable, unwell. Unstable, my grandfather's health condition is still unstable. Non-stop, nonsense, non-vegetarian. Non-stop, I took a non-stop flight to New York. Misunderstand, misappropriate, mislead. It is misfortunate that the old man lost his son in an accident. Write 5 sentences, one for each word you have made. Answers: Anu disagreed with her boss for a wrong decision. It is impossible to live without water. Farmers are unhappy with the government. Misunderstanding can spoil relationships. Courts can be unfair to some criminals. Use these phrases to make a sentence. Of each hand in a loop of string, a cat's cradle, in which is a child's game, patterns and constructions held between the fingers. Answer: a cat's cradle is a child's game in which patterns and constructions in a loop of string held between the fingers of each hand. Thank you, children, for listening. I hope you understood the explanation of the prose Uttankas Gurudakshina. Kindly write the question answers and grammar part in your notebook and revise.